The air was thick with tension that day. A small revelation hidden beneath layers of fame and luxury shook the very foundation of one of the most admired families in the world. Before we unravel the rest of this story, please hit that subscribe button to stay updated with the latest celebrity news. It came not from the tabloids or the social media frenzy, but from an unexpected source. Brooklyn Beckham, the firstborn son of David and Victoria Beckham, who seemed to open the door to a story that had remained behind closed doors for far too long. For years, the Beckham family had been the epitome of unity. Their story was one of ambition, love, and star power. David, the football legend, Victoria, the iconic fashion designer and former pop star, and their children, who seemed to grow up under a carefully curated image of perfection. But as Brooklyn, now an established figure in his own right, stepped into the spotlight, he did something no one could have predicted. He unveiled the truth about a rift that had been brewing for years between his famous parents. It wasn't just the typical tabloid rumors about infidelity or scandalous secrets. No, this was far more complex, more human, and perhaps even more relatable than the world realized. The beginning of the end? To understand this rift, we must first rewind to the peak of David and Victoria Beckham's stardom. Their relationship, once a fairy tale of love, wealth, and mutual admiration, had its fair share of public scrutiny. From their extravagant wedding to the countless red carpet moments, they were the golden couple. But even the brightest stars cast shadows, and behind closed doors, the pressure of living up to the public image, the constant media attention, and their individual careers began to erode the foundation of their marriage. Brooklyn's candid interview became the catalyst for unraveling these layers of perfection. With raw emotion, he revealed that his parents were not immune to the relentless pressure of the spotlight. They were no longer the passionate, inseparable couple that the world adored. They had become two individuals pulled in different directions. The truth, Brooklyn says, is that David and Victoria's relationship began to fray when the pursuit of their careers took precedence over their personal connection. The luxury, the fame, the constant adoration, all of it had its price. David, always driven by ambition and the need to prove himself on the global stage, spent more time on the road, constantly striving for the next achievement. His relentless pursuit of success as a businessman, alongside his charitable endeavors, left little room for intimacy or family time. Victoria, on the other hand, found herself in a battle of her own, climbing the ranks in the fashion world, trying to make her mark as more than just a Spice Girl turned designer. Both were consumed by their individual ambitions, leaving their marriage to suffer. Brooklyn, a keen observer, admitted that for a long time, he had been unaware of just how deep the cracks had gone. He was a young boy, blissfully ignorant of the tension beneath the surface. But as he grew older, those cracks became undeniable. The once loving glances and inside jokes had turned into cold silences and distant interactions. The couple's interactions, often captured by paparazzi, no longer conveyed the warmth they once had. The public persona versus the private struggles. Despite the outward appearance of a perfect family, Brooklyn confessed that there were moments of intense emotional strain behind closed doors. The pressure to uphold an image of perfection was unbearable at times. "It was like living in a glass house," he said, his voice heavy with the weight of the truth. "Everyone thought we had it all, but no one could see what we were really going through." The turning point, as Brooklyn revealed, came when he was a teenager. It was then that he noticed the strain not just between David and Victoria, but within the entire family dynamic. The constant traveling, the long hours spent away from each other, and the lack of genuine connection began to take its toll. The Beckhams, who had once been a model of unity, found themselves growing apart in ways that went beyond mere disagreements. Brooklyn's relationship with his father, David, became strained during this time. The pressure of living up to his father's legacy, an impossible standard to meet, was overwhelming. And as Brooklyn stepped into the world of photography and modeling, the gap between him and his father widened. David, who had always been the center of attention, found it difficult to accept his son's rising stardom, and Brooklyn, feeling more isolated, began to rebel against the very image of perfection that his family had built. But it wasn't just David and Victoria who were affected. Brooklyn, too, had to navigate the weight of expectations. Despite his own aspirations, he struggled to define who he was outside of the Beckham name. His journey to find his own path became tangled in the web of family tension, with no one fully understanding the emotional toll it was taking on him. The truth about Victoria's role. While David's career took center stage in Brooklyn's narrative, it was Victoria's own journey that revealed some of the more subtle cracks. Brooklyn's insights painted a picture of a woman who, while fiercely driven and ambitious, was also deeply affected by the toll her public image took on her private life. Despite her professional success, there was a vulnerability that few saw. Victoria, who had always been the symbol of strength and elegance, struggled with the pressures of maintaining an image of perfection while navigating the fragility of her relationship. Brooklyn admitted that there were moments when he saw his mother, Victoria, question her role as both a partner and a mother. The pressures of being in a high-profile marriage, raising children under constant media scrutiny, and dealing with her own personal insecurities, these were the battles she fought behind the scenes. The world saw a poised, glamorous icon, but Brooklyn knew the woman who questioned if the sacrifices were worth it. Is there hope for reconciliation? The shocking revelation Brooklyn shared about his parents wasn't just about the dissolution of their marriage. It was a reflection on the human side of fame, success, and the price that often comes with it. The rift between David and Victoria, while heartbreaking, was a testament to the complexities of their relationship, one that was never as perfect as it appeared. But Brooklyn didn't leave the audience in despair. As he reflected on his family's struggles, he hinted at the possibility of reconciliation. The distance between his parents, he said, wasn't something that couldn't be bridged. There were no easy answers, no simple solutions, but the willingness to confront their differences, to speak openly about their flaws, could lead them toward healing. As Brooklyn now embarks on his own journey, no longer a child, but a man who has witnessed the cracks in his family's foundation, he remains hopeful. "I've learned a lot," he said, his voice quiet, "and I believe that sometimes the hardest moments are what bring us closer." So, what does the future hold for the Beckhams? Will David and Victoria find a way to heal the wounds of their past, or will their legacy be defined by the cracks that Brooklyn so courageously exposed? The questions remain unanswered, but one thing is certain. No one, not even the Beckham family, is immune to the complexities of fame, love, and human imperfection. Do you believe that the Beckham family will reconcile, or is their rift beyond repair? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please like this video and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.